For more on this new LI laid by the government, we're joined on phone by Deputy Director of Arocha Ghana, Daryl Bosu, to pick his thoughts on this development. Daryl, good evening and thank you so much for your time. How significant is this move in the fight against illegal mining?
Good evening, my brother. And first of all, I must acknowledge that this step taken by the government and led by the Honorable Acting Minister for Environment, Science and Technology is very commendable and progressive. And we are very happy that they are finally taking a step and created a poster that the government is no longer going to tolerate mining in our forests because it's a very responsible thing to do. If you ask about why and how significant is this, I mean, you all know that when this LI was passed somewhere in November 2022, it set in motion a posture by the then government that government is ready to accommodate and tolerate any interest of mining activities in forestry, one that was considered very irresponsible and very retrogressive, considering Ghana's long-line activities of protecting our forests there. And it's also ushered in some sort of impunity where a lot of people showed interest in our forest reserves to mine. At the same time, we even saw the Minerals Commission also actively give out a lot of forest reserves and really take on several applications and start processing them. So for us, it also kind of sets in motion a communicate to the public that the government is no longer going to encourage any activity that is very irresponsible in us, such as really targeting our forest reserves to mine. So for us, it is really very important that this LI is going to be revoked. The messaging out there is, for me, very important. And also, once again, is going to give protection to the remaining forest reserves that have so far not been touched by illegal mining activities. And we also hope that other large-scale mining activities that the government was pursuing through the Minerals Commission, all of these things will also be eventually abrogated to give the opportunity to protect our forest reserves. Because let us be mindful that the law that sets up forest reserves does not see mining as a compatible entity or activity that is tolerated in them. So it is very, very important that government sets an example by discouraging any irresponsible activity, particularly seeing that a lot of the miners now are running into our forest reserves and mining because they said even the government can decide to make a law to say you can mine forest reserves, then why not us?
Right.
So I think it's a very strong message out there that the government won't tolerate such habits anymore.
Right. Now, how does this proposed revocation align with Ghana's environmental protection commitments under international conventions?
Well, first of all, the Ghana Forest Development Master Plan indicates that Ghana was going to, by 2036, completely exclude mining from our forest reserve, which is quite significant. Again, Ghana has signed on to the CBD, the Convention for Biological Diversity, where we also decided to set out certain forest reserves specifically for the protection of biological assets, which the previous LI really opened them up for mining. So with this particular progressive move by the government, it means that we are going back to the progressive days where we gave full protection to our forest reserves, which was very much in line with the CBD provisions, as well as our commitment to our own development master plan for forest reserves. And again, it's going to help us really take steps to contribute to mitigation of climate change and also help build resilience in our communities. Because a lot of our communities, if we really take a closer look, are getting their water sources from forest reserves close to them. Indeed. And it is the same forest reserve that provides water for Densu, the Ayensu that goes to the Kwenyaku areas that we're talking about, all the way to the Pra and all that. So it's very significant in many respects, contributing to the SDGs and also SDG 13 and others. So I think that this is an action that cannot be taken for granted, and we need, beyond getting this LI revoked, Ghana putting in place a strategy to actually protect our forest reserves so we can leverage the essential services it's been providing us for many, many generations till now.
Right. Now, Daryl, did the government engage environmental stakeholders like your organization on this LI?
I didn't hear that. Can you come again?
I'm
Sorry.
asking if the government engaged environmental stakeholders like your organization, Arocha, on this particular LI.
I think we've had several engagements with governments, particularly when it came to the calls for it to be revoked. I mean, even before they assumed office as a government. And then also through the coalition against Galamsey, we've also been engaging them. And then they went ahead, not listening, went to do the amendment. And we have had further discussions, many discussions, since the amendments to also impress upon government to revoke. So yes, there's been some engagement, backdoor engagement, which has been going on for some time now. So we are very happy that eventually we are seeing some very productive and progressive results as a result of that.
Very well. Daryl, just a quick one. How do you expect Parliament to treat this instrument within the 21 sitting days?
Well, I think likely because it's an ally, I mean, it's mostly going to be there, and if there's no objection. And considering the fact that the previous administration themselves took steps, indicated that they were committed to repealing the ally, and this government themselves have also committed to repealing the ally, we don't expect any objection to come. And even if it comes, looking at the fact that this government has got the majority in Parliament, if it comes to a vote, definitely I'm sure the ally is going to still receive very good votes to get it revoked. So we are looking for it to sail through smoothly without any hitches. Yeah.
Very well. Daryl, thank you so much for talking to us.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Right. Thank you so much.
Daryl Bosu is a Deputy Director of Arocha Ghana. Now let's